Most people think you need a big yard or acres of land to grow your own fruit at home. But what if I told you that you could grow fresh, delicious fruit right on your tiny balcony or small patio, in just a simple pot, without spending a lot of money, without any complicated setup, and without any prior gardening experience at all? Today I am going to show you 10 amazing fruits that grow perfectly in containers. And trust me, by the time you finish watching this video, you're going to want to run out and start planting right away. And stick around because number 7 on this list literally pays for itself in just one single season. And that bonus tip I have saved for the very end. That one is honestly a complete game changer that most gardeners never even talk about. Hey there, garden friend. Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, then you have honestly just found one of the best places on the internet for budget-friendly gardening tips that actually work in real life. Today we are diving into something that completely changed the way I think about growing food at home. And that is container fruit growing, trees, plants, and everything in between that produces real food in a real pot on a real balcony. Now before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because every single week I drop videos that will save you money and help you grow better food at home. Alright, let us get straight into it. So let us kick things off with number 10. And this one is going to surprise you. We are talking about pomegranates in pots, and I know that sounds fancy or complicated, but hear me out, because these trees are honestly some of the toughest and most forgiving plants you will ever grow in a container. You want to look for dwarf varieties like Nana or State Fair. And what makes pomegranates so perfect for pot growing is their natural root system, because unlike most other fruit trees that want to spread out wide and deep, pomegranates have a naturally compact root structure, which means they are completely happy living inside a 15 to 20-gallon container. And here is a little money-saving trick. You can actually get those big food-grade buckets for free from local restaurants or bakeries if you just ask nicely. One established pomegranate tree in a pot will give you anywhere from 15 to 30 beautiful deep red fruits per season, and at roughly $2 to $3 per fruit at the grocery store. That is anywhere from $30 to $90 worth of fruit every single year from one single pot. And that estimate is actually on the conservative side. And the best part about pomegranates is that once they are established, they are incredibly drought tolerant. So if you forget to water for a couple of days, which honestly all of us do sometimes, your pomegranate tree will totally forgive you. Coming in at number 9, we have the fig tree. And this is where things start getting really interesting because most people do not realize that fig trees actually prefer being slightly root-bound, which means when you put a fig in a container, you are giving it almost exactly the conditions it naturally loves, and the result is more fruit and earlier in the season too. Look for varieties like Petite Negra or Chicago Hardy because these are not just smaller versions of regular trees. They are specifically bred to produce heavy crops in small and confined spaces. And a well-established container fig in a good season can realistically produce 60 to 100 fruits, which is genuinely impressive for a potted plant. There is also a brilliant little trick with figs that will make you look like a total gardening genius, and that is to stress your fig tree slightly by letting the soil dry out a little between waterings during the fruiting season, because this concentrates all the natural sugars inside the fruit and makes them taste absolutely incredible, like pure nature's candy that you created yourself. And when you consider that fresh figs at the store cost around $6 to $8 for just a tiny little container holding maybe 6 to 8 fruits, your potted fig tree, which produces dozens and dozens of fruits, starts looking like a seriously smart investment. At number 8, we have blueberries. And these are probably the most rewarding fruit you can grow in a container. But most people mess them up because they miss one simple but very important thing, and that is soil pH. Blueberries are very specific about their soil, and they need it to be quite acidic, somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5 on the pH scale, and regular potting mix just will not work for them. But here is the beautiful thing about growing in containers. You have complete and total control over your soil. So just mix your potting soil with peat moss or grab an azalea and rhododendron mix from your garden center, and suddenly you are growing blueberries better than most commercial farms out there. Go for varieties like Top Hat or Peach Sorbet because they stay under 3 feet tall, they look gorgeous with their fall colors, and they produce really heavily too. A single mature blueberry bush in a container can give you 3 to 5 pounds of fresh berries every season. And with organic blueberries running about $5 to $7 per pound at the store, even at the low end, that is $15 worth of fruit per season from one plant. and most people find their bush pays back its purchase price completely within that very first year. Okay, here we are at number 7, right in the middle of the list, and this spot belongs to the Meyer lemon tree because it is honestly that important. Now, everyone has heard about Meyer lemons in pots, but let me tell you what actually makes them work so incredibly well, and that is the fact that they are ever-bearing trees, which means you can literally have flowers, young green fruit, and fully ripe lemons all growing on the exact same tree at the exact same time, making it like having your own little grocery store sitting right on your patio. One well-established Meyer lemon tree can produce anywhere from 50 to 100 lemons per year, and at around $1 to $1.50 per lemon at the store, that is conservatively $50 to $100 worth of fruit annually from a single container. And that number only goes up as the tree matures. But here is the thing that nobody really talks about. Lemons in pots are actually easier to keep alive than lemons planted in the ground, because you control absolutely everything. If it gets too cold, you just bring it inside near a sunny window. If pests show up, you can isolate and treat just that one container. And if the soil needs adjusting, you already know exactly what went into that pot. And let me save you some money right now by telling you that you do not need expensive specialty citrus fertilizer. A good balanced organic fertilizer works just as well. I personally use fish emulsion every 2 weeks during growing season, and it costs me maybe $15 for the whole year, while my tree stays completely loaded with fruit. Moving on to number 6, and we are talking about dwarf peaches. And I know what you are thinking, because peaches in pots sounds completely impossible, but varieties like Bonanza or El Dorado were specifically bred for container life, and they are honestly phenomenal performers. These trees stay around 5 to 6 feet tall. They are completely self-pollinating, so you only need one, and they produce full-sized peaches that taste better than absolutely anything you will ever buy from a supermarket. And the reason for that is simple. Store-bought peaches are always picked underripe, so they can survive the long shipping process. But your peaches ripen perfectly on the tree, and that makes all the difference in the world. One dwarf peach tree will give you roughly 20 to 40 full-sized peaches per season. And with each peach weighing around half a pound and organic peaches running $3 to $4 per pound at the store, you are looking at around $30 to $80 worth of fruit per season from one tree, which is a very real and honest saving. There is one important trick with container peaches though, and that is fruit thinning. When you see the baby fruits forming, you want to remove about half of them. And I know that feels completely wrong and counterintuitive, but it works because it makes the remaining peaches grow bigger and sweeter, and it also keeps your tree much healthier for the long run. At number 5, we have dwarf cherries, and specifically varieties like Romeo or Juliet, which are absolute game changers for anyone growing fruit in containers. Sweet cherries can sometimes be tricky to grow, but these pie cherry varieties are basically bulletproof, and honestly, once you taste them fresh off the tree, you will prefer them for eating anyway. What makes cherries so brilliant in containers is that you completely solve the biggest problem that cherry growers face, and that problem is birds. Because when your cherry tree is sitting right there on your patio in a pot, you can throw bird netting over the whole thing in about 5 minutes flat. And just try doing that with a 20-foot tree in your backyard. It simply cannot be done. Container cherries will give you roughly 8 to 15 pounds of fruit per season once they are mature, and with fresh cherries often selling for $8 to $10 per pound at the store during peak season. That is anywhere from $60 to $150 worth of cherries from a single container plant, which is a number that speaks for itself. And here is something really beautiful about cherries in containers. They bloom very early in the season, and the flowers are absolutely stunning. So before your tree even produces a single piece of fruit, it is already giving you gorgeous clouds of pink and white blossoms that make your whole outdoor space look amazing. Number 4 is something that honestly looks like it came straight out of a science fiction movie, and that is the Columnar apple tree. These trees grow perfectly straight up with almost no side branches at all, and they are absolutely perfect for containers because they max out at around 8 to 10 feet tall, but only 2 feet wide. So varieties like North Pole or Golden Sentinel can literally fit 3 or 4 trees on even a small balcony and still give you fresh apples from late summer all the way through fall. Each tree produces about 15 to 25 full-sized apples per season, and we are talking real crisp, juicy apples, not some weird miniature variety. Actual proper apples that taste amazing, and at roughly $3 to $4 per pound for organic apples, and each apple weighing around 1/3 of a pound. One tree saves you somewhere between $15 to $30 per season. And if you line up 3 or 4 trees, that number becomes very meaningful very quickly. What makes Columnar apples extra smart as an investment is that apples store really well. So you pick them in September and October, keep them somewhere cool, and you are eating fresh homegrown apples all the way through December or even January, which means your savings stretch across several months, not just a few weeks. At number 3, we have the mulberry tree. And this one is genuinely underrated in the container gardening world because most people walk right past it at the nursery without realizing what they are missing. Dwarf varieties like the Dwarf ever-bearing mulberry are perfectly happy in a large container, and they produce an absolutely insane amount of fruit for their size. We are talking long, dark purple berries that taste like a cross between a blackberry and a raspberry, and they just keep producing from late spring all the way through summer without stopping. One container mulberry tree can realistically give you 4 to 8 pounds of fruit per season. And while mulberries are not always easy to find at grocery stores, when you do find them, they sell for around $6 to $10 per pound, which means your tree is producing $40 to $80 worth of premium fruit every single year. What makes mulberry especially brilliant for containers is that birds absolutely love them too. But just like cherries, you can net a container tree in minutes. And the tree itself is extremely low maintenance, drought-tolerant once established, and grows vigorously even in less than perfect conditions. And here is something that will really impress you. Mulberry trees in containers can start producing fruit within the first or second year, which makes them one of the fastest rewarding fruit trees you can grow. Coming in at number 2, and this is where people usually think I have completely lost my mind, but dwarf avocado varieties like Wurtz or Little Cato will absolutely fruit in containers. And when they do, you are getting avocados that cost $2 to $3 each at the grocery store, and even more for organic ones. Now I am going to be completely honest with you here because I think you deserve the truth. Container avocados are a long game. You are realistically looking at 4 to 7 years before your tree starts producing meaningful fruit, and some trees in less ideal conditions can take even longer than that. But think about it this way. You are either planting that tree today or you are buying avocados forever. And when you consider that one mature container avocado tree can produce 20 to 30 fruits per year, and at $2 to $3 each, that is $40 to $90 worth of avocados annually. And this tree can keep producing for 20 plus years once it gets going. The math over a lifetime becomes genuinely remarkable. The secret with avocados in containers is really good drainage and genuine patience. Use a well-draining mix, do not overwater, and just give them the time they need. Because rushing an avocado tree never works, and the growers who succeed are always the ones who understood from day one that this is a long-term investment, not a quick win. And here we are at number 1, and I promise this is going to surprise you, because the ultimate container fruit is the dwarf banana plant. Varieties like Dwarf Cavendish or Super Dwarf will produce completely full-size bananas right there in your pot, and they do it faster than almost anything else on this entire list, with fruit arriving within 18 months to 2 years in good growing conditions. Now I want to be real with you about what to expect from a container banana, because results do vary depending on your climate, pot size, and how well you manage watering and feeding. But a healthy, well-cared-for container banana plant can realistically produce one bunch per cycle containing anywhere from 30 to 80 bananas, and that is a genuinely impressive amount of fruit from a single potted plant. What makes bananas the absolute number 1 on this list is not just the fruit itself. It is the whole experience. Because these plants grow fast, they look dramatic and tropical. They make your outdoor space look incredible. And cutting your first homegrown bunch of bananas is genuinely one of the most satisfying moments you will have as a home grower. And here is the bonus part that makes bananas even more special. After the main stem fruits and dies back, it sends up new shoots called pups. And you can pot those up, and suddenly you have more banana plants to keep, give to friends, or even sell, because banana plants are genuinely in demand at local markets and online. Alright, I promised you a bonus tip at the very beginning of this video, and this one is genuinely huge. So pay close attention, because this single simple thing completely transformed the results I was getting from every single container fruit plant on this list. The secret is mulch, and I know that sounds almost too simple and maybe even a little boring, but just put 2 to 3 inches of wood chips or straw right on top of the soil in all of your containers, and I promise you the difference will be visible within just one growing season. This one little trick does three incredibly powerful things all at the same time. First, it regulates your soil temperature by keeping the roots cooler during hot summers and warmer during cold winters, which matters enormously for container plants because unlike plants in the ground, container roots have no protection from temperature extremes. Second, it retains moisture in the soil, which means you water less often and your plants experience way less stress overall. And third, it slowly breaks down over time and feeds your plants with rich organic matter completely for free. I started doing this about 3 years ago across all of my container plants, and honestly, the improvement in fruit production was one of those moments where you genuinely wonder why nobody ever told you this simple thing before. And here is the best part. You do not need to spend a single dollar on mulch. Just find a local tree service company, give them a quick call or send a message and ask them for wood chips. And most of the time they will give you as much as you want completely free of charge because they are actively trying to get rid of them anyway. So it ends up being a perfect win for both sides. So there you have it, 10 incredible container fruits that will absolutely thrive in pots, save you real and honest money every single year, and give you fresh homegrown produce that is genuinely better than anything you will ever find sitting on a grocery store shelf. Whether you are working with a tiny apartment balcony, a small patio, a narrow rooftop, or even just one sunny corner of your outdoor space, you now know that growing your own fruit is completely possible, totally affordable, and absolutely within your reach no matter how much or how little space you have. And remember, every single saving figure I gave you in this video was based on real grocery store prices and realistic yield estimates. So you can fact check any of them and they will hold up, because I would rather give you honest numbers you can trust than exaggerated claims that make you feel good for 5 minutes and then let you down when reality hits. The most important thing I want you to take away from today is this: just start. Pick even one plant from this list, get it into a container this week, and begin that journey, because I genuinely promise you that the moment you taste that first fruit you grew with your own hands, everything changes and you will never want to stop. Growing your own food is not just about saving money, although that is very real. It is about the satisfaction, the connection, and the quiet pride of knowing exactly where your food came from and that you made it happen yourself. If this video gave you even one useful idea, then please hit that like button right now, because it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who want to grow their own food at home without spending a fortune. And if you are not subscribed yet, then hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video, because every single week I bring you practical, honest, and budget-friendly tips that actually work in the real world. Drop a comment down below and tell me which fruit from this list you are most excited to start growing. I read every single comment, and I genuinely love hearing what this community is working on. Thanks so much for watching today, garden friend. Now go get your hands dirty and grow something truly amazing. And I will see you in the very next video.